Hey guys, it's your boy Silver, and today we're going to be doing a video on how to do a basic stream or basic recording on OBS. So on the other video that I have on my channel, you can set up how to do an unboxing or maybe a cooking stream. So for that, you can go ahead and check out that video. So that we don't interrupt how we have this already set up for the unboxing and cooking stream, or if you have any other sort of already scene selection and setup for yourself on OBS, you can basically create a whole new one and start from fresh. What you're going to do is you're going to go to scene collection. Scene collection is going to give you a few options. You can duplicate the one that you have here, and you can maybe use the setup that you have already existing and build from it without interrupting the one that you already set up. With that, you can click on duplicate. But if you want to go ahead and start a brand new scene, you can just hit new. It's going to ask you, hey, what do you want to name it? So here I'm just going to call it streaming and recording. There you go. I got rid of everything. It's giving me a new setup to go ahead and get started. So when it comes to streaming and recording, I personally like to have multiple scenes. So the first scene, I want to call it the starting scene. So I'm going to rename it to starting. Then I want to have a scene that is the live, which is where I'm going to go ahead and have all of the sources that are for the game, whatever I'm playing, whatever I have on camera, all the animations, alerts, etc. So for that, I'm going to go ahead and call that scene live. Now I also like to have like a BRB or a be right back or intermission scene that you can go ahead and set your stream to while you step up to go to the restroom, or maybe you go get yourself a snack, maybe go get yourself something to drink, because you got to stay hydrated. Make sure you stay hydrated, guys. So I'm going to go ahead and call this one a BRB. Last but not least, the end. So this one I'm just going to call the end, right? A lot of streamers like to go ahead and give themselves an ending scene so that they can use to go ahead and raid another channel perhaps, right? Or just for the production value, right? To just have like an ending scene that they can go ahead and switch out to away from the live where they're interacting with their audience, and they can just start giving people kind of like a segue of like, okay, we're done, it's over. So I'm just going to call this one the end. All right, so we got our 4 scenes. Really simple, nothing too crazy. Starting, live, be right back or intermission, and the end. So on the starting scene here, you can go ahead and add a couple of things. For one, you can set up a video or an animation that can play on your background while the stream is starting up. So you can have, you can commission an artist and have them make you like a loop animation of something that's your niche or whatever design you want to put in the background, and that'll keep playing, and you can loop it, and you can have music playing on the background that that people can see while you're getting your stream up and going, and you're getting ready, you're getting situated, you're loading up your games, you're maybe getting people on Discord that you're going to be streaming with. That's usually what a lot of streamers have going on the back end when they're on the starting stream. Okay, so this is how I added this background on my OBS. Okay, I hit the plus on add source right here on the bottom. You will see the add sources section. You have like a little plus, you have a little trash can that you can go ahead and select something and delete it. You can go into its settings and properties, and you can then choose to move it forward, to move it back in the scenes. So for this one, to go ahead and add this background, that's, as you can see here, it's looping. You're going to go ahead and hit that plus sign, and then you're going to go ahead and go to media source. Media source is going to give you anything that's like a video that's playing, maybe even sometimes a GIF. So you're going to click on media source. it's gonna populate a window that's gonna ask you, hey, what do you want to add or what do you want to name it? I just left it as a default of media source. You can totally rename it whatever you want. After that, it's gonna ask you, hey, where is this media, right? You're gonna browse through your computer where you want to go ahead, where you want to have all of your videos or any sort of background media, whatever you have commissioned, or maybe an image, right? And you're gonna select it. And if it's a video, it's very important that you select loop so that it keeps on going and going and going. Because if I take off loop and this video is 10, this one's 18 seconds. If it's once it hits 18 seconds, it's gonna stop and it's gonna freeze, right? You're not gonna see the effect of the fire and the flame that you can see here that's moving and the snow just falling. So it's important you go ahead and hit loop and hit OK. You can also put images, because I didn't mention image, right? This is just for any sort of video or GIF. But for image, you can click image. I'm going to just leave it as a default of image, right? And then it's going to ask me, hey, where am I going to look for this image? I'm just going to go ahead and grab this default image that I have under my media folder, right? It's one of the images I have for my thumbnails. But let's say you have a commission for a wallpaper, a background that people can just be looking at while the stream is getting started and you're playing music on the background. You can just have your image there on the stream. You can just resize it to manually to fit on the background, or you can also right click, or you can click on the cog for the properties, but you would just right click on the image and you can then hit fit to screen, and then it'll enlarge it to fit on screen. This one's not gonna look fit on screen because it's fitted to be vertical, so that's as big as it's going to get. I mean, I could keep on going manually, but it's just gonna stretch it out and it's gonna look super pixelated. So make sure that whatever image you're putting, it's matching your OBS's settings for the size of the canvas, which you can look at by going to settings, okay? And you can find that by going to video. So once you go to settings and it opens up, you go to video, and here it'll say, what's your base canvas, right? And it's, for me, it's at 1440, okay? So you wanna make sure that it's matching this, right? Not the output. Output resolution is what's gonna go out with your streaming, what your stream's gonna see. So that you also want to make sure that it aligns with your resolution. But the main thing that you want to make sure that your image and your videos are aligning is what you have your resolution, your base canvas resolution set to. That's what I would recommend. I also always recommend to get the best and the highest quality and aspect ratio, because then even if you have it to, like, let's say 1920, you can go ahead and resize it and it'll keep a really high quality image or video, no matter how you choose to resize it downwards. Now upwards, obviously it's going to look pixelated, it's going to look ugly, so don't do that. Always aim for the higher resolution so that you're able to resize it to something smaller and it'll still look nice and clean and high definition. So let me go ahead and take this off because I think we all are tired of seeing my face. So this is a good example of what to do but not to do. So if you noticed, I've been doing all of this on the scenes, on the scene for the end. So it's on the wrong scene, but I'm gonna go ahead and turn this into a learning experience. So I'm gonna click on this and I'm gonna go to my keyboard. I'm gonna click Control C for copy. And then I'm gonna go ahead and do Control V, paste. Simple as that, guys. I went ahead and moved it to the right scene and now it's there. I'm gonna do the same thing for the image. Control, paste, Control V. And I'm gonna go ahead and delete the scenes that I should not have had in the end by hitting the little trash can. See how it's selected? We're gonna hit the trash can. It is gone. And it is gone. Done. Okay. We're back to the starting, which is where we were supposed to be. There's two ways to add audio to your OBS. One is through settings and going to audio and then selecting where you want to pull the audio from. I don't like to do it this way because I have the Elgato mixer that allows me to put out the audio. So instead of having the audio be pulled out via OBS, I will actually go to sources for the scene that I'm in. I'm going to hit plus, then I'm going to go to audio input capture. Okay. And then I'm going to hit okay. I'm going to leave it as a default audio input capture. And then I'm going to go ahead and set it. Normally here it would say Elgato mixer, right? And what that's going to do, it's going to pull out the audio from the mixer that controls the music, controls the audio that's being captured from maybe my Spotify, maybe the audio that's being pulled from my mic, that's being pulled from the browser, from the game, all of that into one mixer is going to then get pulled in here. And here I'll be able to control it. As you can see here, it's already capturing the audio, but from the mic. Okay, so that's why it looks like it's moving and it's live. But let's let it simulate that if this had been the mixer, it would have been pulling the audio from the game, the browser, whatever you have going through your mixer. I always recommend just using a third-party mixer then instead of the OBS. I mean, technically you can have a mix of different audios through your audio mixer here on OBS, but then you have to control them sometimes manually. You could potentially use the Stream Deck, but it's been my experience that that doesn't work too well with the Stream Deck. I prefer to stick to the product of Elgato and using the Elgato media stream mixer, and then at the same time also with the Stream Deck. It just works better for me, and it's only going to be one whole bar to mix of various amounts of different sources, and this is not going to be cluttered, right? You're not going to have so many different audio mixes here. I rather just have one that handles multiple and manage my audio via the Stream Deck and the audio mixer for Elgato. That's my recommendation. But again, you can just have like multiple audio inputs through your audio mixer here in OBS. It's just gonna get crowded, so make sure you give yourself enough space to have different things here, and it could potentially open you to a mistake of like accidentally scrolling and muting yourself and minimizing something that you don't want to minimize. It's completely up to you. You do what you want. You're the streamer, you're the content creator. All right, so this is the starting scene. I have my audio. If this was the audio mixer, I would have like Spotify, something playing on the background. It would be playing while this is still here, and I'm getting everything going. Once I want to switch over to a live stream, I'm just going to click on scene and click on live for scenes to switch over to the scene where I have the content that's playing. Right now we don't have anything, and we're going to build that here in a second. Or you can use your Stream Deck to assign specific buttons to just click on your Stream Deck and switch you over to live without having to do it manually through OBS with your mouse, right? Because again, potentially while you're managing your entire production, you got a lot of things going on. You might accidentally click something that you don't want to click. So I recommend personally that you get yourself a Stream Deck. You can also download the Stream Deck on your mobile device, and you can pay either monthly or you can pay for the year. It's a very affordable price. I will have that price and I'll have that information on screen here and for you in just a second. All right, so let's go ahead and get the live started. So for the live, you want to go ahead and do video capture device for anything that is a camera or anything that is a capture card. And a capture card is what connects your video game console or a computer or third-party computer, an external computer from aside from the computer that you're using to manage your stream or your recording, right? To be able to show on your OBS. There's also game capture. Not all games are compatible with game capture. For example, my primary game, Destiny 2, is not compatible with game capture. but any other game will work just fine. So I'm just gonna do game capture for now, right? And then it's gonna ask you, hey, do you what game, right? Do you want a game that whatever game is on full screen right now, or do you want a game that you can select through a specific window, and it'll give you here all the windows available that you can go ahead and select, or capture anything that's on the foreground. I recommend personally something that I can physically control and select, capture a specific window, and I'm going to show you why here in just a second. I'm going to load up Steam. Okay, I loaded into Palworld so that we can use this as an example. So I'm going to go ahead and tab back to OBS. Let me go ahead and close this out because it should take a moment for OBS to recognize. There you go. So now OBS is recognizing all these other options. I'm going to go ahead and select Palworld, right? And then I'm going to hit OK. And there you go. As you can see, here's Palworld. Now the resolution is much higher than what's bigger than the canvas. So I'm just going to right click on the image, or I can right click on the source over here, and I'm going to go to transform and fit to screen, and that should immediately resize it to fit my canvas. Perfect. Now for this one's going to be a little bit different. The game is going outward, right? The audio from the game is coming outward, so we want to go ahead and select audio output capture. Okay, I'm just going to leave it as a default name. And here the device is going to give me two options. It's going to be anything that's coming out of my speakers, which by default would be the game, or in this case, for me, it's going to be the capture card, right? Because this is the laptop. The laptop is going right now to my desktop, which is how I'm recording this entire video. I'm using the OBS from my desktop, which is my streaming computer, and my production computer, and this is the laptop where I usually play all my video games separately, so it doesn't put all the stress on my production computer. So the audio for this game right now should be coming out of my capture card, so I'm going to select capture card. For you guys, it could be speakers, or it could be like a specific headphones, maybe like some wireless headphones that you have, the nice gaming headphones. So you would select that wherever the game is set to come out from. That's what we're going to go ahead and capture. So there you go, it's live now. We can see that it's putting out the game audio. Here it is. It's apparently my base is getting attacked, so you can get that audio right now, the music that's coming out, and I'm all set. So this is it. That's the live. This is you capturing your whatever you want to record. Maybe you want to capture your cooking. Maybe you want to capture your unboxing. We would make sure you look at the other video I have. This is how you would go ahead and have also set up so that you're able to output it. But this is how you output any sort of game that you want to go ahead and capture. You can also set up maybe the window capture to capture like a browser. So let me give you an example. There's like a lot of those YouTubers who like to do reacts, right? Maybe you want to do a recording of you reacting to, let's say, okay, let me pick this guy. Abroad in Japan, right? Maybe I want to go ahead and capture, I'm so sorry, Charla. Maybe you want to go ahead and react to Chris Broad, right? So how do I get this into my OBS? So you're going to go ahead and select window capture. I'm just going to leave it as window capture. And then I'm going to go ahead and get the option here, select of what I want to capture. So I want to select, there you go, the Chrome browser. I'm going to hit OK. Obviously the size is much bigger. I'm going to go ahead and right click, hit transform, fit to screen, and there you go. So now I'm able to go ahead and have this set on my OBS. Now maybe I want to go ahead and add my face, right? And I can go ahead and do that by doing video capture. And then on the video capture, it's gonna ask me, it's like, hey, what camera do you want to add? I would do whatever camera you have as default. Right now, this one is looking dark because it's the camera from the laptop. But normally, let's just imagine this is my face, right? So I'm just gonna put it right here. This is me here, and that way the audience can see that I'm reacting to the content, right? That's it. It's this simple, guys. You just put layers and layers on top of things. Make sure that the camera is always on top of the the layer of whatever you're using, so that it's always on top and people can always see your face, and they can always see your reactions to things. And I would just go back to the video and I will let it play, and there you go. Now it's playing. And yeah, I would say, hey man, Chris really has some really good production. Look at those shots. You know, he always knows how to capture these amazing, beautiful these very beautiful scenes of everything that he does, and he always makes sure he has really high resolution on things, etc. Right? Content. All right, so this is your live scene. That's it. We're done. Be right back. You can put up an image again. I'm just gonna call it image 2. Browse whatever. Let's use this one. And this could be like, wait a minute, where are you going, Silver? That's your be right back scene, right? Yeah, it's simple as that. You can customize it to whatever you want. You can have like a video. You can have maybe an episode of your podcast, like the TVD Tavern, which is my podcast, and you should totally go look us up and subscribe to our YouTube or Spotify. We're also on Apple Podcasts. Shameless plugin. But you can have that playing as a video under media source, and it'll just start playing your episode of your podcast or some video of sort that you want to have playing. Or if you just want an image like this, that's fine too. You know, so somebody can look at your beautiful face. There's other options I did want to mention. I do usually set up like a browser link so that chat can see, like, so that the audience can see the chat of what's happening. So I would usually use the browser option to go ahead and copy paste my Twitch chat link. That would go here, and there, once the OBS recognizes that it's like your chat, it'll remove this background that says you've added a browser source, and it'll just start displaying your chat. And then of course you can always resize your chat to whatever you want it to look, however you want it to look, big, small, etc. Right? And for the end, same thing. You can add a media source, a video, or you can add again another image. Here I have a video of a clip that I made at some point a long time ago. Let's see what it is. Make sure the loop is on. There I am. I don't know what I was playing, and I don't know why I was wearing a yellow shirt. Oh, okay, I was playing Zelda. I forgot which Zelda this was. We were playing Zelda. Yeah, and this could be just playing on your background, towards on your end or your BRB, just so that your audience is watching something while you're doing whatever you're doing, man. Whether you're getting something to snack on, whether you're getting something to drink, and maybe you need a pee really quick. Because trust me, when you're streaming or you're making any sort of content, you gotta go, man. So make sure you give yourselves breaks, right? And always stay hydrated. That's it. It's as simple as this. You've created your four different scenes. You've added images, sources to it. This is how you usually go about making content and organizing things for yourself. But most importantly, don't be shy. Hit that start recording button. Hit that start streaming button, because you're not going to get yourself out there unless you start recording and you start streaming. That's it. If you have questions, you want to know a little bit more, you want more of these videos, please comment, please subscribe, and of course always hit that like button. And as always, nos vemos en las estrellas, guardianes.